Hello, everybody! It's me again, the man of many titles. I'm sure you know who I am by now. So, it's been a while since I've covered one of these YouTube playable games, cause, let's be honest, why would I waste your time or mine? But, I saw this particular game within YouTube Playables tap away. Now, again, I wouldn't really care much for telling you about any of this, but just to show you, it's just regular old dumb mobile game fare. You know how it is. Do the thing, do the arcade type thing. Sometimes it challenges your brain after the easy stuff's over. Now it gets challenging. But it's otherwise nothing too special. Just your typical really boredom buster type games, you know? You would only really play this if you're really bored on the subway or you're just waiting for something and can't leave. You know the type of deal. If you're waiting at the DMV or if you're waiting on the subway or on the bus, you will get the idea. So, why am I telling you about any of this? This game is an app from the Google Play Store. Yeah. I downloaded this when I was really bored one day about, I'm going to say, a year ago. And this is an app that they just shoved into YouTube, specifically YouTube Playables. Why? I have absolutely no idea. No, but seriously, why exactly did they do this? In fact, I wouldn't have even noticed this if it wasn't for the fact that I had already downloaded this on my phone once. Like, I played it for like 10 minutes until I remembered why I hate mobile games and then never played it again. But why? It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind so much that I have absolutely no idea why they would even bother to do this. And I still don't. I'm gonna keep tapping away. I'm gonna keep tapping away. Just for decent B-roll footage, I guess. But, like, okay. Here's the major thing I'm noticing here. These dumb mobile games. I think the only reason that YouTube's even making YouTube Playables is for one simple reason. Nobody is buying these mobile games, and nobody is spending time in these mobile games either. Like, these dumb mobile games, sure, people have spent some time making them, but, like, they're so mindless, so non-existent, and half of them have microtransactions, and 3/4 of them have ads, to the point where no sane person would ever play these unless they were just really bored or ran out of things to do. And even then, if they have the option to play an actual video game which they buy once, and then don't have to worry about all this microtransaction or ad nonsense, they'll probably do so if they have the option and have the money to do so. Yes, I know video games are costing like $80 nowadays. Ugh. But at the same time, people would still prefer to do that than to play one of these things. Like, let's be real, you're probably not going to be playing this type of game for longer than 10 minutes at most. Maybe you might be playing longer if you're absolutely bored and have literally nothing better to do. But, like, no. And thing is, I was born in 2002. By the time I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, the iPhone and iPod and iPads and everything else had just come out, and mobile games at that time, were just, you pay for them once, and then you never have to pay for them again. But of course, nobody is going to pay for a mobile game nowadays because, let's be real, you can just download another game from the App Store for free. You can download another mobile game from the Google Play Store for free, and that's it. You would just download the game and you would play it. You wouldn't have to spend any money, but of course, the developers want to make any of their money back, so they added microtransactions so they can make at least some return on their investment. Because I don't know if you've heard this, but the people who develop these games need to get paid for doing so. Even if you're making a game by yourself, you're going to want to be rewarded for spending the time to do so, and oh my god, this is way too many blocks. Anyways, so I'm sure you get the point, right? So, back to my original question, why would YouTube even bother pushing these mobile games, and why would YouTube even bother, why would YouTube even bother with just the idea of making these games on their platform, even though they have literally no reason to shove these dumb mobile games on their platform? Well, either they're getting paid to by the developers of these games, not likely, or the Google Play Store is just paying them to do so, since YouTube is owned by Google after all. In either case, this is the only thing I can think of as to why they are even bothering taking these shovelware titles from the Google Play Store, shoving them into YouTube Playables, and calling it a day. And even then, who is this for? Boomers don't want to bother with this because boomers are naturally bad with technology. Also, they just don't care for games as a whole. They'd rather be reading books because the old ways were better. And this certainly isn't for super young people either, because I don't know if you know this, but YouTube has an age restriction. You have to be at least 13 years old or older to actually be on YouTube, which I assume if you're watching this, you're old enough to be on YouTube in the first place. If you're not, well, I won't tell your parents, and I'm certainly not going to be telling the European government, but you get the point. So, who is this for, exactly? It makes no sense to me why YouTube Playables exists in the first place. Yeah, it's kinda nice as a boredom buster, I guess, but otherwise, I'm sorry, I just have no idea. And let's be real, I don't really play mobile games that often, save for Layton Mystery Journey and Layton in the Curious Village. Oh, and also Hungry Cat Nonograms, which I actually played as a younger kid when I wanted a means of playing Picross after the whole Pokemon Picross craze. Yeah, all of those games, those three are the only mobile games I've really invested any time on whatsoever. Oh yeah, there's also Pokemon Shuffle, but I don't exactly have that downloaded on my phone right now. I do have it downloaded on my Nintendo 3DS though, and yeah, I've gotten to around level 280 on that one. It's the highest level I've ever gotten to in either version, the mobile version or the DS version. Yes, seriously. I have already gotten onto a tangent already, but still, I do not play mobile games. If you know me, I actually prefer actual physical video games. I have not played a mobile game in well over a decade at this point, aside from the games I just mentioned, so yeah, I'm not exactly the most adept in the medium, but I do know this. Most people are not really going to be wasting their time with these because they're tired of microtransactions, they're tired of ads, and they're especially tired of gacha games that don't respect the player's time and certainly don't respect their money, and are also trying to wring every single cent that they own, which, again, not fun. So I kind of wonder who this is even for, and why they would even bother doing this. And, the mobile game market as a whole is just gonna dry up, especially after they actually make restrictions on, the whole gambling thing with gachas, and also having advertising laws that properly restrict these things. For now, though, they make money, but when they don't, they really won't. And the mobile game industry is just gonna die sooner rather than later, because Nobody's gonna be paying for a mobile game, let alone paying $20 at least for these games, because that's the only way that these companies will make any return on their investment at that point, which they're not going to bother anyways, because they know that nobody's going to be buying these games. It says a lot that even companies that make actual video games, Nintendo, the Pokemon company, Sega, and so on, are barely ever willing to touch mobile games with a 10-foot pole. So even when they do, they're losing money. Nobody's going to be playing these, and even the companies that are popular enough to get at least some amount of a player base, most people don't even play mobile games on principle. Again, who is this for? Who the heck is this for? So, yeah, I wasn't even planning on making a video today, but like, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this, because when I saw this, I realized, oh shoot, YouTube Playables isn't just a bunch of dumb mobile game slob that's the same as always. This is literally just taking games from the App Store, shoving them into YouTube, and hoping people wouldn't notice. And I almost didn't, but if I hadn't had that app installed on my phone already, I probably wouldn't have noticed. But I did, and I'm an astute observer, so yeah. Anyways, that's all for now.